beside each day. Travel with ease, learn it right. Education and travel simplified. Travel with ease, day or night. Your trusted voice on radio. Yeah. With Kabio Don Samson on the mic. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. On JDN Radio 101.5 FM. Every week, peace, their education and travel simple. Travel with ease, stress-free journey. Your education and travel simplified. Travel with ease, knowledge needs to story. See the world a smarter way.
Good afternoon, and it's another beautiful day on JDN Radio 101.5 FM, and I'm welcoming you to Travel with Ease, your travel companion on radio, only on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. And as you know that last week we started sharing a lot of knowledge, yes, and the knowledge is about you reading your flight itinerary, yes, reading your flight itinerary. And last week we've learned a lot of things that might actually get you confused, because though it might look like a kind of grammar that you think you don't understand, but then there was actually someone I was talking to, then I told them what does the LOS means. And she said that she meant that if she even see it on any flight itinerary, she always think that is Los Angeles. And I was laughing. And she was like, why was I laughing? Then I said that the LOS does not actually means Los Angeles. It means Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. That is the code for it. And she was like, why? I said that is the reason why you should listen to Travel with This, or try to verify all of these things. So if you are at home right now, you are listening, you're right on time, because we'll be still breaking it down on understanding your flight itinerary, reading them so you understand and you don't get miss out on every tip of the information. So it's still Travel with This. I am Abiodun Samson. We'll be continued today on that.
Travel simplified. Travel with ease, day or night. Your trusted voice on radio.
And for those that are just tuning in right now, you are right on time. And for the benefit of those that wasn't able to join us last week, I will quickly make a quick recap of what I talked about. So last week I said when it comes to you booking for your flight or making your flight itinerary, it's very, very important. Very, very important. The way your name appeared on your passport, it should appear the same way on your flight itinerary. If your name is Adebimpe Mobolaji S. Mobolaji, it should appear the same way as Adebimpe M. Mobolaji on your passport. Now, if it appears as Mobolaji Adebimpe E. Adebimpe, they will think you are a different person, because we can bear the same name, different initials, same name with same surname, but we might have different initials and might belong to different people. So I said the first important thing is that your name should tally with each other. The way it is on your passport should be the way it should appear on your flight itinerary. And there are some airlines that are so particular with the arrangement of your name. So if a letter is actually missing on your name, it will affect you. That kind of thing also happens when it comes to banking. If you're banking and your name is different, let's say you are bearing a Jetumobi and you now wrote Adejumobi, it's another name entirely, and we have people that bears that name. So if you are saying that they wrote D instead of J or J instead of D, it's still two different names. And for you to correct that in bank, you need a sworn affidavit, or you need your birth certificate to prove all of that. So for you not to go through the pain of that, it is very, very important. And I said that if your flight itinerary is out, it is important that you cross-check so that you check for any errors if your name is not spelled correctly, and they can give you like 24 hours for you to check, and after then you will not be able to change anything on your flight itinerary. And those are the things I talked about. Then I said one of the first things that appear on your flight itinerary are the airport codes and the route display wherever they are passing. So when you look at your itinerary, you see something like LOS DXB LHR. Now I said that those three letters combination are airport codes for internationally standard abbreviation, and everyone, they recognized it for every airport in the world. Every airport globally has its own unique three-letter code that appears on all airline tickets, departure boards, and baggage tag worldwide. So and that was when I started by giving us different names. So I was just joking with a friend, and I said, what does LOS means? And she just said, that's if you are traveling to Los Angeles. And it was actually funny, but then it's not funny, because LOS on every ticket that they know worldwide actually stands for Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. And when you see this abbreviation ABV, it's talking about Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. And when you see KAN, that is Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano. And when you see PHC, everybody is familiar with that. That is Port Harcourt International Airport. And the other one that we have that connects flight together, if you have a connecting flight, you might have the one that has the DXB. Like the example I gave, I said LOS-DXB-LHR. So the DXB is the connecting flight that is taking you to your next destination. And it can be, the DXB is Dubai International Airport. So probably the most common layover point for Nigerians that are flying to Europe, that are flying to Asia or Australia. Then we also have the ADD. And I was asking someone, that one said is add now, that maybe they are adding airlines together, and it's funny. And the ADD actually means Addis Ababa International Airport. And this is commonly used by the Ethiopian Airlines hub. And this airport is actually very popular for Nigerians that are flying to East Africa, Europe, and America. So those that have gone to the UK that has passed the Ethiopia airport airline, they would have been to this place I'm talking about, ADD, Addis Ababa International Airport. Then we also have the LHR, and this stands for Heathrow Airport London. Heathrow Airport London. And we also have CDG, that is Charles de Gaulle Airport, Paris. Then we have 1ST, that is Istanbul Airport. This is normally used by the Turkish airline hubs that are they are actually popular now for Nigerian travelers. They tell you they are staying at Istanbul. They tell you all the time. Then we also have AMS, which is Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. We also have KLM Hub, and this one is a very connecting point for Europe flights. Then we also have JFK, that is John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York. We have the YYZ, that is Toronto Pearson International Airport, Canada. We have NBO, we have the Nairobi Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. We have ACC, which is Kotaya International Airport, Accra, Ghana. So when your itinerary shows LOS-DXB-LHR, it means your journey goes Lagos to Dubai, then Dubai to London Heathrow. I just explained that. If your flight itinerary is showing LOS-DXB-LHR, it means your journey goes from your Lagos, that is the airport, Muritala Mohammed International Airport, from there to Dubai. Then from Dubai, you join a connecting flight to London Heathrow. So that is the reading of that particular code if you see it on your flight itinerary. Let's take a moment. When I come back, we shall still dive more into reading your own flight itinerary personally yourself. It's still Travel with Ease on JDN Radio 101.5 FM.
It's right. Education and travel simplified. Travel with ease. Day or night. Your trusted voice on radio. Your trusted voice on radio. With Abiodun Samson on the mic. Every Wednesday, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. Travel with ease. Your education and travel simplified. Travel with ease.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, it's still Travel with Ease, your travel companion on radio on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. And I just explained the code that we do have on our flight itinerary. And there's an important thing I want to talk about. There are some cities that have more than one airport. That is, when it comes to London, it has Heathrow and it has Gatwick. And Stansted, they have 3 different airports in the same city. So if your outbound flight takes you into Heathrow, but your return is from Gatwick, you need to know these in advance and budget for transportation between them. And from that destination, it can take you up to 2 hours in London traffic. So similarly, same thing happens to Dubai. It has one main international airport, which is the DXB, but it also have a smaller one that is called the DWC, which is the Dubai World Central. So make sure you check your itinerary carefully to confirm exactly which Dubai airport you are flying to or from. So the simple rule is this: when you see a 3-letter code, do not assume you know which airport it is. Look it up once, confirm it, and write it down. Look it up, confirm it, and write it down. It's very important. Like I said, that for Dubai, they have both international and they also have another airport. And also for London, they have 3. So you need to check the particular one. Is it connecting? Is it an outbound? And all of that. You need to know all of these. And that will move me quickly to get into the date, time, and the +1 that I mentioned last week, and all of that. There is a lot of things I mentioned that I'm going to talk about last week. So I'll be talking about the +1 that some people might not understand that appears on their itinerary. Let's take a moment.
See the world a smarter way. Travel with ease. Open your mind, see the world with ease. Learn as you travel.
So now I want to actually talk about the time. Now let's talk about times, because this is where most common confusion happens. So for someone that is traveling for the first time flyer, where most people missed these, when you look at your itinerary, the times are always displayed in the local time of the departure or the arrival city. And this is very important for your departure. So if you are moving from Lagos, it's going to give you the departure time for Lagos, for Nigerian time. And your arrival will be the arrival of your destination. So your arrival time in Dubai is going to be Dubai time. So these are different time zones, and the itinerary does not automatically convert them for you. So you have to actually be aware. Yes, you have to be aware. So let me give you a practical example. Your itinerary shows departs from Lagos Tuesday 23:30, arrives at Dubai Wednesday 07:45. This looks like roughly 8 hours for flying, and it is for Lagos. Lagos is UTC +1 and Dubai is UTC +4. That is a 3-hour difference. So a 9-hour flight departing at 23:30 Lagos time lands at 7:45 Dubai time the next day. So the +1 you see after some arrival time simply means you arrived the next calendar day from when you departed. That is what that means. So +1 means next day, +2 means next 2 days later. So this is not something, it does not mean that something is wrong with your ticket. It is just how international flight times are being displayed. So if you see +1 or you see +2, +1 makes next day, +2 means the next 2 days. I hope you've gotten that and you've picked, or just go online and check an itinerary and try to explain it to yourself even before you start planning to travel. When you do all of these, you're actually preparing yourself till the day that you will be departing. You'll be able to read it well and understand one or two things. It's still Travel With Ease, your travel companion on radio, on JDN Radio 101.5 FM.
Travel simplified. Travel with ease. Knowledge meets discovery. See the world the smarter way. From visas and flights to places to go. Books that teach you all you should know. We read, review, and guide your way. Learning and travel side by side each day. Oh, travel with ease. Learn it right. Education and travel simplified. Travel with ease. Day or night. Your trusted voice on radio.
If you're just tuning on, you're still JDN Radio 101.5 FM, and it's still Travel With Ease, and we are looking at how me and you can actually read our flight itinerary in order to avoid confusion. So for first-time traveler or flyer, making critical mistakes, to help them and not to confuse them. And if you've seen your departure time that you're supposed to leave, maybe let's say for example you are to depart 5:45, you should be at the airport not later than 2:45, which means leaving your house in Ibadan not later than midnight or even earlier, depending on how far. So that you are departing 5:45 does not mean you should leave your house around 5 and said you're going to meet up. It's not going to work. You're supposed to have presented yourself at the counter, checked in your baggage, do everything and all of that, checked in everything you need to check in, because the actual time is the time you're supposed to present yourself at the counter, checked in your ticket and your baggage and everything you have. Then every other thing will follow. So don't say it's 5:45 and when I leave by 5:05. My house is very close. Anything unprecedented might happen. So it is always very important that you are time conscious and you get there on time. So when it comes to flight numbers and code share flights, I'm going to be explaining that in the next 4 minutes, as time is no longer on my side right now. So if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, feel free to drop your comments on Facebook and YouTube on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. So every flight on your itinerary has a flight number, and it can look like EK745 or BA407 or ET910. The letters are the airline codes. EK is Emirates, BA is British, ET is Ethiopia, and QR is Qatar Airlines. TK is for Turkish Airline, MS is Egypt Air, and the numbers identify the specific route and schedule. So there are things we need to know that it will not confuse us. And also on your flight itinerary, you get to see your seat number, where you expected to sit. All of these are also in your flight itinerary. Now, when we talk about a code-share flight means that two airlines have an agreement where one airline sells seats on a flight that is actually operated by the other airline. So, let me just give you an example. Let's say you boarded the British Airways and is selling you a ticket with a BA flight number, but the actual aircraft, the crew and the operation of that flight is handled entirely by Emirates. That is what it means by a code share flight. Yes, a code share flight. So why does this matter to you as a traveler? Because when you get to the airport, you go to the operating airlines counter, not the airline that sold you the ticket. So if your ticket says BA 4507, that is operated by Emirates, you check in at the Emirates counter, not the British airline counter. This is very, very important. Some people do share code share. So that is why it's important that you know all of these codes that belongs to different airlines. So I will be stopping there today. Yes, I will be stopping there today on Travel With Ease this afternoon on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. I'm bringing it bit by bit because today we've learned about the timing, we've learned about different kind of airport codes, and we've learned about different airlines that they can actually share. One might undo the ticket and the other might undo the operation. But handling the operation will have to be the code, the counter of where you are going to. So British Airline might sell to you and Emirates can take over the operation. That is an agreement that they've had between them. So you don't get confused if you are a first-time traveler, or your agent is explaining to you and you think maybe you are being swindled or you are being scammed. Just try to learn one or two things about reading your flight itinerary. I remain Abiodun Samson, and to everyone that has been listening to us this afternoon, we say a very big thank you for joining us. Till I see you next week on the program Travel With Ease. Upcoming is sports. Then after then is Ilera Loro. So do not tune it away from this frequency, JDN Radio 101.5 FM. Till then, bye.
See the world a smarter way.